I grew to really enjoy about being the public servant, particularly at the senior levels of the public service, was the ability to mix a day-to-day life which had strategic elements to it, which had public policy aspects to it, and also administrative aspects to it. And that mix of functions is actually quite enjoyable and quite challenging. And there aren't very many places where you can actually work in that mixture of functions. BCMA is one where you do have that ability with all the policy things that the BCMA has been concerned about and continues to be concerned about. Certainly administering an organization that's a first-class organization is exciting. And I think it's a place where you can feel at the end of the day that you're making a difference in a way that's perhaps a little bit more unique than places which are mostly about earning profit. And I think that mixture attracted me to the BCMA. Well, I think certainly you get the sense of the BCMA being a powerful organization. I think government appreciates that when it comes to a one-on-one dispute between government and the BCMA, you can't underestimate the ability of the BCMA to perhaps come out on top in those types of disputes. But I think there's some opportunity here to make the BCMA more influential than it was. I think that there's a tendency at the political level to perhaps forget about the BCMA, except for in those circumstances where it is a direct one-on-one issue or conflict. And yet, now that I'm here, I see so many things that the BCMA has done and can rightfully take credit for that perhaps it didn't get credit for inside of government, or at least not the kind of credit that it would have hoped to have achieved. There's a lot more that is done at an administrative public service level than people sometimes imagine. And there's a tendency to read a political statement into many things that government does, when really it's just government struggling at an administrative level to try to achieve something, and there's really no politics behind it at all. And so those relationships you have with the public service, with senior public servants, I think are more important than sometimes people can appreciate, and are less politically laden than people sometimes appreciate. And often there is no political message coming through. It's just administrators in Victoria trying to do the best they can with the resources they have, perhaps stepping on something that they didn't intend to step on, but there's no conscious political message that's being delivered. And so I think to the degree that you start to recognize when that's true and when it's not true, and then trying to go to the right place depending on the answer, is something that I can help with. I think when for people that aren't involved in the BCMA that wonder what goes on here, I think people should be assured that this is a building full of very hard-working individuals, all toiling on behalf of physicians in British Columbia and healthcare in British Columbia. I think there's some very innovative things that are going on that are emanating from this building. In some of the GPSC and other practice areas, and the Shared Services Committee and the Specialist Services Committee. I think those thoughts and the innovations that people are trying to achieve in those areas are really important.